Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife video for you. Today, we have some rapid fire reviews for you. I have not done one of these in a while. I use these sometimes for knives that have already been reviewed to death and I got in, but I just want to do a video about. I'll just kind of, bunch together and do them like this. Just quick little, 4 or 5 minute reviews of multiple knives instead of one long review of one knife. And today, we have 3 Twosuns. I get accused all the time in the comments. Why do you hate Twosun? You never have Twosuns. Well, let me explain. First of all, probably one of the best places to get them if you're just looking for a bargain is like eBay, places like that. The delivery times are a long time. I don't like eBay. It takes a long time to get them. I need to know when stuff's going to show up as a knife reviewer. I've got stuff planned out, weeks ahead. I don't want to deal with all that. And so I just don't get them. And also there's so many models and they come out so fast that I miss a few and then people say I'm behind. I did do another video with 2 other Twosuns. I'm going to try and find it and link here at the end. And all I got in the comments and emails was that I picked the wrong 2. Well, sorry. I know that you Twosun fans are very, very rabid. I'm probably still going to get comments that I picked the wrong 3 for this one. But these are 3 that appealed to me. I really wanted to get a better feel for Twosun, so I got these. And I got these from an actual retailer. You can go get them at White Mountain Knives. Go to whitemountainKnives.com. You can use the code SDWMK at checkout. You get 10% off. All 3 of these are sold out in there right now. It's another thing about Twosuns is they do come and go really, really quickly. But he does have some other Twosun models on there if you want to go look. I have nothing against the manufacturer. They seem to be great. I know in steel tests and stuff, all their steel comes out as claimed. That's all you can ask for. Build quality on them it's pretty good on all 3 of these. One glaring exception, but some of the designs haven't really spoken to me, but these 3 do. I just liked them from the look of the pictures, and these are the 3 that I went with. What do we have? We have the TS128 with S90V and carbon fiber. We have the TS116 with 4TC28N and these cool two-tone G10, and we have the TS56 with D2 and micarta. Almost forgot if this was D2 or not for a second there. All right, I will talk more about each knife individually, but let's get going. I'm going to save my favorite one for last. We will start out with the TS116 because it is by far the largest and it's got to get out of the way. Because I don't have a lot of room to do other stuff on the screen. This is a very, very, very large knife. Stats on this are a blade length of 4.15 inches. You have a handle or overall length of exactly 9 inches, blade thickness of 0.15 inches, handle thickness of 0.6 inches, and a weight, according to my scale, of just 4.2 ounces. Not too bad. And a price of $64, $63.99 on White Mountain. Yeah, they're probably a little cheaper on eBay. Again, I don't like dealing with eBay, so we'll just forget eBay exists for the purpose of this video. You can comment down below all you want if they're cheaper on eBay. Okay, don't like eBay. All right, so what do I think of this knife overall? The design looks evil as hell, and that's part of the reason why I got it. Not coloring-wise, but just look at that blade. I like Warnies, and this is just a nasty-looking thing. Very thin behind the edge, by the way. You're looking at only, 17 thousandths behind the edge, so it is pretty slicey. I really like 14C28N steel. I have no complaints there. It does come down to a pretty dainty tip, but I think you can tell that just by looking at it. You're looking at a flipper hole or flipper deployment on it. Runs on bearings. This deployment hole, it doesn't do nothing. I can't even get my skinny little fingers in there. It's just purely a flipper. But I do like the forward finger choil. Ergos are excellent. Getting no hot spots from the clip at all, no matter how you grab it. The ergos are really, really good on this. The milling pattern looks pretty cool. I guess it looks cool to a lot of people. I'm kind of ambivalent about it. It's not my favorite, but it looks all right. I do love the color scheme though. I like gray and blue together. It reminds me a lot of my Benchmade full-size Griptilian in the 20CV that does this. That blue and gray looks cool together. It is the colors of my other business, actually, is all blue and gray stuff. Almost exactly these 2 tones. So I do like that a lot. But this is undeniably a very large knife. It does carry very well, though, because as you can see, it's very slim. It's not particularly heavy. 4.2 ounces for this big old blade ain't bad at all. You have very little sticking up out of the pocket. That part is a bit sharp. I did notice so that my pocket, sometimes I sat down. You could feel a little jab from that. Nothing too big, but you could feel it. But Hand slides right past. The flipper tab is not at all objectionable. It's really not out in the way at all. Pretty thick handle, but it's really carries pretty good for a knife this size. So overall, yeah, for 64 bucks, I don't think it's that bad. You're getting a whole lot of knife for the money. No problems with the steel, no problems with the quality. We'll end this with a couple of quick size comparisons. I guess since we already had it out, your full-size Griptilian. And, oh, you know what? Since it's another fairly large Wharncliffe that I happen to have around at the moment, this is the Spyderco Canis. So you can see, it's a big one. It's a big one, absolutely, for sure. One more we'll bring out just to show how big it is. This is the Cold Steel Recon 1, one of my favorite large knives. And yeah, it's almost exactly the same length as a Recon 1. Obviously a lot more slender as far as, you know, this dimension, but the Recon 1 is much more slender as far as the handle thickness. So yeah, not bad. It is definitely a very unique knife. This is not a knife you're going to want to, you know, open up in front of mixed company, I guess, best way to say it. Civilians might not love this thing, but it is a pretty cool knife. I really do like it a lot. It's big and ostentatious and kind of ridiculous, but you know, that's kind of what some of Twosun's designs are about, and I love them for it. That's great. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Next up, we will bring out the TS56. So this knife has been out for a long time. You can tell by the number sequence. 56 obviously was an early one. This micarta one, to my knowledge, is pretty new, but it is a Tanto style blade with these weird, you know, millings in it. I actually really like the look of the blade, and I will say these don't really affect it too much in daily use. I was cutting some cardboard with it where I was kind of sawing back and forth, and you kind of noticed it a little bit there, but it's not nearly as bad as you think it would be. And I do like a Tanto. And again, this is also, it looks like a big, burly, kind of useless blade, but again, it's only 20 thousandths behind the edge. It slices pretty well. The D2 seems to hold up pretty good. I do like the overall design. It carries well. We'll show that again. Where Yale Levi's. We're doing these kind of out of order, the way that I usually do them, because they're the rapid fire reviews, but it carries very well. Again, fairly thick handle. We'll do the stats here in just a second, but it's not bad. It carries all right. It's just, you got the flipper tab sticking out a little bit, but not too bad. The stats on this are, for your $69.99 for this micarta version, I do believe it comes in other versions still as well, you have a blade length of 4 inches, overall length of 8.6 inches, blade thickness of 0.15 inches, handle thickness of 0.6 inches, so again, pretty thick handle here, weight of 4.6 ounces. But it's very comfortable in the hand. It's not bad at all. The jimping is not aggressive in any way. It's fine. I don't even know if it's enough to really do much, honestly, but it doesn't bother your thumbs at all. It is right hand, left hand. It's very comfortable in the hand. The big glaring issue with this is, and I got to zoom in for it, probably don't have to zoom in, this micarta is not great. I don't know if you can see they're not sharp or anything, but just all the fuzzy edges, you can see it the most up here. That micarta is not impressive. Yeah, I mean, you could probably sand it down, but yeah. And you know, I know on eBay and stuff, they're probably cheaper, but for 70 bucks, that micarta, just I think they come in a G10 version. I get the G10 version. I really like the knife overall. The action is fantastic. The best of the three of these. It's just total drop shutty, amazing action. I really like the blade. I like carrying it. I like a whole lot about this, but until I look at it up close, and it's just, that micarta ain't blowing my skirt up, I do have to say. Normally a huge micarta fan, but this is not finished very well. This is the only one I have any fit and finish issue with, is just this one, just this 56, and it's just because of that micarta. I'm sure that the G10 one is fine because the G10 on my other one is just, on my 116 is just fine. But this ain't blowing me away. We'll do a couple of size comparisons here, and we'll get this one out of the way. For the one that I really like a lot, we have the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. So you can see it's not huge, it's just a little bit bigger than that. And oh, why not? Since it's out here, we'll do your cold steel code 4. All right, now let's move on to the piece de resistance, to me anyway. We have, get all these put away, the TS128. I've always been very intrigued about this one, and this is one that I've had a really hard time tracking down because it is a very good selling model for them for good reason, and they kind of pop up and go away. Very glad to finally have one, and I'm going to have it for a very long time. For $99.99, you're getting S90V steel, carbon fiber slab on one side, titanium frame lock on the other. It is a tepe design, and I just really like it. I really like so much about this knife. It's just very comfortable in the hand. It is only about 10 thousandths behind the edge. So it is pretty thick blade stock. You're looking at, let me look at glance over my notes here. Yeah, 0.155 inches of blade stock. So it's a pretty thick blade, but 10 thousandths behind the edge. It is just ridiculously slicey. I love the blade shape. I have pretty skinny fingers, large size gloves, but skinny fingers, normal human size palms, and I can still just about get all 4 fingers on it, close enough to it. It's a great little 5th pocket knife. Action is good enough. It's not drop shutty, but you kind of expect it on a blade this short. It's close to it. You just gotta give it the tiniest little bit of rest and it flicks shut. Sounds great. I love this kind of wheel flipper. I don't know how else to describe that. I'm sure maybe Tepe has a cooler name for it, but that's what I call knives with flipper tabs like this. It's just, it works as a good finger guard too. It wouldn't be bad if it was smaller so you could choke up just a tiny bit more, but it doesn't really bother me. I like the finish on the blade. Let's do some specs before I just keep gushing forever because I really like this knife a whole lot. Blade length of 2.75 inches, or sorry, 2.5 inches. Overall length of 6.2 inches. Blade thickness, as I said, 0.155 inches. Handle thickness, 0.5 inches. And a weight of 2.93 ounces, according to my scale. So not too bad. And like I just really, really, really enjoy using this knife. Let's do some size comparisons. We'll bring out, what do we have here that's kind of in the same range. We'll do a couple Benchmades because we have the uncooperative Griptilian, the Incident Mini Grip, and what was in my pocket today, the Mini Freak. So you can see, not a horribly huge knife. And oh, we'll grab this because it's still out because I just reviewed it last night. We have the Bear Ops Rancor 4, pretty similar in size to that. And oh, why not? We'll do one that you guys are in love with lately. Me too, I guess. It is a good knife. The Mini RSK by Doug Ritter. So you get kind of an idea what size it is. Just a little smaller than your average, 3-inch size knife. But yeah, for $99.99, S90V. Again, from what I've seen, their steels test is accurate. So I'm sure someone is going to reference a spreadsheet somewhere or something that tells me I'm wrong. But from what I've seen anecdotally from watching some of the videos and stuff, that it usually tests pretty good. So that's a great value. S90V is not my favorite steel just because it's really hard to sharpen. Not hard, it just takes a really long time to sharpen. But this is so thin behind the edge, I don't think it would take quite as long if you just keep it strapped up. And yeah, ergos are good. Let's do the carry on it. That's one thing I forgot to do. Disorganized rapid fire reviews. Little tight getting in and out, but not too bad. The ramp could stand to be a little bit higher, but you see you just get a little bit sticking out there. I think the size of this pocket clip, the length and everything is perfect for a knife this size. Doesn't need to go all the way down to here. You're just going to start causing ergo issues. And I love the sound of it. It's just a fun little knife to have around. I really, really enjoy it a whole lot. So there we have the three Twosuns, one of which I can't find now. I put it somewhere where I can't find it. No, it's sitting right next to me, moron. We're just going to leave that in. I should edit that out. It was right here. I'm a blind person sometimes. So Here's a rapid fire review of 3 Twosuns for you guys. I will try and get some of the more new ones later, but again, like I said, I just miss them because I'm not hunting for the newest, latest, and greatest on eBay all the time. So I get them late. But I do like Twosun. I do understand why some of you guys collect almost exclusively Twosuns, it seems like, from some of your comments. But they are really cool. They are a good value. And mostly 2 out of 3 seem to be built really well. This is still built well, but man, that micarta isn't good. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.